Good morning, greetings, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you. We welcome your phone calls on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products, formulations, ingredients, something you may have heard or read about, or if you want to wean yourself or a loved one off your or their meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you do that. 844-236-6010 is your number on The Bright Side. If you have a success story you'd like to share, we love hearing those. Or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010. is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of our Truth Treatment products, including our Retinol 5% gel, head over to truthtreatments.com. That's truthtreatments.com. And if you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program, you can order right off the website, brightsideben.com, or my blog, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. You can also call the phone team. Their number is 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. If you're in the Indianapolis area this weekend, or Thursday, actually today, starting today through Saturday, the Indy Hoosier Midwest Jamboree. Dr. Joanne Conway will be there. Blake Graham will be there. Cheryl Morley, the Pitcocks, Richard Renton, who was on the program a couple of days ago, and myself, a whole bunch of other folks, Rich Stocks and Marvin Ropp, and my friend Nephi from Salt Lake City will all be there doing various talks and inspirational talks and educational talks. It's November 12th, starting tonight, actually 7 p.m. through Saturday at 9 p.m. in Indianapolis, Indiana. Call Susan Resner at 317-730-1018 if you want more information, 317-730-1018. All right, we're talking fats. We're talking the skin and fatty vitamins and essential fatty acids. Yesterday we left off discussing coconut oil and oil pulling. Oil pulling, the advantage to using coconut oil over ordinary mouthwash is, number one, it's fat soluble, so you're getting an interesting kind of quality to the cleansing in your mouth. You're actually dissolving and eliminating fat soluble material that's hard to get out with ordinary mouthwash or even ordinary toothpaste, so your mouth feels really clean, but not in a toothpaste clean kind of way and not in a mouthwash clean kind of way, but in just this neutral clean way. It's hard to describe, but it's a really nice clean feeling. It whitens your teeth in the long run, and it can help prevent gum disease because of its antibacterial properties. Coconut oil is an amazing, amazing, amazing substance. In a world filled with delusion and baloney and lies and dishonesty, it's really nice to come across a nice, clean product that's easy to find and has lots of benefits and no downside, and that's what coconut oil is. If there was a a contest or a trophy or a prize for most valuable food, like you have most valuable players in the NBA and in the NFL and football or baseball and various sports, if you had an MVP, a most valuable player that was a food, it would be coconut oil. And every year, coconut oil would be in the argument for most valuable food. It's just amazing stuff. Tastes great. It's antiseptic. You can use it on your skin. If you do it organic, it's completely benign, or even better, it's completely beneficial for you. It's just amazing stuff. So anyway, coconut oil represents the quintessential beneficial oil-soluble substance, but they're also water-soluble substances. Remember, we're talking about the distinction between fats and waters, this fundamental distinction in the world of chemistry that you got to understand if you're going to be able to exploit or leverage nutrition, if you're going to be able to leverage skin health, skin ingredients, if you're going to be able to leverage tools to help you stay better or look more beautiful, you've got to understand, or at least be able to take advantage of this distinction between fats and water, fats and watery substances, or as we said yesterday, polar and non-polar. Polar meaning pull, has the energy pulled in one direction. That stuff is going to be very important for initiating electrical reactions, polar substances. And we'll talk about a really important one here in a sec. Non-polar ones store electrical energy. That's your fats. As far as polar substances go, these things, non-polar substances are super important for us and healthy, but so are the polar substances, not for storing electrical energy, but for directing it. Polar substances play a role in helping the body use electrical energy. Fatty stuff, or the non-polar stuff, stores electrical energy. The watery stuff helps us use electrical energy. That makes these polar substances watery substances, hydrophilic substances. You can say hydrophilic, water-loving. That makes these things critical for the heart, for the brain, for the circulatory system, and the immune system, and probably also the skin and the digestive system. Things that move fast, things that are growing a lot, things that are firing or not firing, like the brain or the immune system has lots of cells. Things that are highly dynamic really depend on these quick-acting electrical substances, the water-soluble substances, the polar nutrients. And, this is really important, the polar nutrients, the polar hydrophilic nutrients, the water-soluble nutrients, I'll tell you what these are in a sec, they are key, critical, vital for helping us process sugar. Sugar being incredibly energetic. The water-soluble substances, there's a very important relationship between these watery nutrients, the polar nutrients, and diabetes and blood sugar issues. And I'm telling you, one of the main reasons for our epidemic of diabetes is the fact that we've completely eliminated, we've largely eliminated these water-soluble substances from most of the foods that we eat. These water-soluble substances, they're very, very unstable and volatile, and they're not in processed foods unless they're added. In fact, processing really is about taking these out. And so they'll throw a smattering of these water-soluble nutrients, these polar nutrients, into their processed foods, grains and crackers and cookies and power bars and such. But the fact that you're only getting smatterings of these things leads to inevitable deficiencies. And I'm telling you that it is a major reason for our epidemic of not only diabetes and blood sugar problems, but also our epidemic of heart problems. And immune problems. Between heart immunity, heart issues, circulatory issues, immune issues, and that includes cancer and autoimmune disease, and blood sugar issues, you got the major causes of sickness and misery. And in large measure, it has to do with the fact that we've figured out how to industrially and with the greatest of technological skills extract these things out of our food. Contrary to the sticky, hard to process fatty nutrients, non-polar nutrients. Remember, they have these electrical pieces dispersed, so they're sticky because the electrical pieces are spread out, so there's lots of attachments that can be made. The polar substances are pulled. So there's spaces where you have lots of attachments, and there's spaces where you have no attachments, and that makes them much, much, much more easy for the body to process, for all processing to occur. And I'm talking about the B vitamins, I'm talking about vitamin C, and I'm talking about what are called electrolytes. So when we talk about the water-soluble substances, we're talking about the B complex, we're talking about vitamin C, and we're talking about the electrolytes, especially potassium and sodium. And the fact that they're so easy to process, it's got a downside. The fact that they're so easy to process is really good in a way, but it also has a downside, and I'll tell you what that is here in a sec. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this. On the bright side, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Our number is 844-236-6010. That's 844-236-6010. We do have lines open for you if you have questions about the longevity products or formulations or anything we're talking about today on the program, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, or if you have a success story you'd like to share. 844-236-6010 is our number. 844-236-6010. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products, head over to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. You can get products right off the website, or you can call the phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. Okay, so got the sticky fats, or the sticky nutrients, fatty nutrients, and you got the loose ones, the water-soluble ones. They're both important. The loose ones have a dual nature. It's good because they're loose. They come out of food relatively easily, and they're absorbed into the body relatively easily. I'm talking the B vitamins, the complex, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B12, and then a couple other ones, folic acid, choline, some people will say is a B vitamin, whatever. They come as a complex. They're found in nature as a complex. Vitamin C likewise, and also the electrolytes, potassium and sodium in particular, also calcium and magnesium, and phosphorus, I think. Is phosphorus an electrolyte? The main ones are potassium, sodium, calcium, and magnesium. In any case, these are extracted out of the body with relative ease. This is so important because just like they come out of food with relative ease, and just like they're absorbed with relative ease, it's easy to be deficient in these nutrients, in these electrolyte nutrients. They're absorbed easily, but they're excreted easily. And we get calls periodically about people who do the BTT, and they find 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half hour after they do their Beyond Tangy Tangerine, their urine is yellow or bright orange. That's the B2 coming out, vitamin B2, riboflavin. It comes out of the body pretty readily. It doesn't mean you're not getting the benefit of it, by the way. You're just getting extra. And also, as it's passing through your kidneys and passing through your plumbing system is getting the vitamins. But the fact is that it's excreted so readily, within a half hour or so, you'll see that your urine is a different color. Vitamin C is coming out too when you go to the bathroom, when you urinate. The electrolytes, the potassium and the sodium and the magnesium, they're coming out too when you urinate, and that's all a sign that you may be on the road to deficiency if you're not replacing those nutrients. And you can tell that you're deficient in these nutrients and that you're losing them faster than you're replacing them if you start your BTT and you start to notice, wait, boom, you got energy. If you notice that after you start your BTT you got energy, or after you maybe juice, you have energy. We'll talk about juicing here in a second. These are great ways to get high doses quickly into the body of these water-soluble nutrients. Guaranteed you are deficient. And even if you don't notice anything dramatic, it doesn't mean you didn't need it. Everybody needs it. But if you really notice it, that's a really good sign that you're deficient. And if you start to notice, like most people will notice within a day or even less, that they feel better when they use the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and then you stop, you're crazy. I'm telling you, you're missing a key nutritional element. If you noticed that you felt better and then you couldn't afford the product, or you got lazy, or you thought it wasn't necessary, you're just going back into a deficiency state. And given the importance of these things, that's playing with fire, in my humble opinion. This is what makes the Beyond Tangy Tangerine such an amazing, powerful product. It's a highly packed concentration of water-soluble nutrients that most of us are deficient in. Juicing is the same way. Juices are also going to contain large amounts of these electrical substances. This is what keeps a plant alive. Or one of the things that keeps plants alive are these electrical substances that help the plant transduce or manipulate or change solar energy into material energy. That's what a plant does. A plant, the miracle that occurs all over the planet with plants is beyond belief. It's truly one of the most mind-blowing concepts, how a plant can turn the sun into physical matter. And that's exactly what a plant does. And it does it largely with the activity, or the help, anyway, of these electrical nutrients. Plants are loaded with these things, and it's one of the reasons, among other reasons, it's one of the reasons why you want to be doing lots of plant substances. When you mix the plant electrical energy with water, and then you spin it in a vortex, then you really get some electrical power. The combination of a vortex, water, and these electrolytes and the B vitamins